guys, as always, this is Andres Smirnov with the Fast Lane Truck, and with me,
Kent with MrTruck.com.
and you're here for Ask Mr. Truck.
Yes.
And I'm glad you're here too.
I want to ask Mr. Truck something.
You do?
Yeah, what's the price of rice in China?
Okay, well, I know what the price of this book is.
Yes, it's a value. Truck Nuts. TruckNutsBook.com. This puppy here has all the things we could think of that were important to you readers.
Thank you guys for sending in your questions. It's really important for us to know what you guys care about. And we've got 5 questions today, right?
Okay, yeah, I believe that.
So the first one comes from James, and I don't have the last name here. But it's a question about fuel additives, and especially diesel fuel additives. He says he has a 2016 F-250 Super Duty with a 6.7 liter diesel. Do you recommend to use diesel fuel additives, and if so, which do you believe are the best brands and why?
Best brands is tough because there's a lot of good brands.
Yeah, and they're all over the place.
If you know a over-the-road trucker, ask him what he uses. Maybe it's DP or wherever he uses. I mean, I like Amazoil. I like Royal Purple. I like so many of them out there that are very good. And I mean, you know, that's the thing with diesels. They need a little extra help because they are expensive and they're complicated. They on the older truck, like you get 100,000 miles, that's when I would start using a fuel additive. I don't think you need it before that, but at a certain point you need something to clean up the injectors, clean up your fuel lines, your pumps, all that stuff. At a certain point it'll help, and in the winter. Because, you know, they go to the number 1 fuel, like in Colorado, instead of number 2, they have no paraffin wax in it, so they have other additives they put in there to lubricate your engine, but I think that would also be a good time to use an additive.
The next question has to do with trailers. And I don't have a name on this, so I apologize, but it's about gooseneck versus fifth wheels. The question is, I have always wondered why do gooseneck trailers have safety chains while fifth wheel hitches do not?
Now that has to do with laws and lobbyists.
Oh, it's a complicated question.
Yes, because the RV industry, the over-the-road trucker industry, they have lobbyists.
Okay.
So they kind of lean toward helping the people make those laws. And the people who pull horse traders, which is the few construction guys and horse trader guys, we don't have lobbyists. So we don't get our way when it comes to those kind of regulations. But look at Ram's 30,000 pound trailer rating. Look at Ford's 30,000 pound rating. You won't see that on a fifth wheel. That's gooseneck. Gooseneck ball, 2 5/16 ball, sometimes a 3-inch ball. Goosenecks higher rated by the truck manufacturers. They believe in them more. RVs, I think on Ford it's like 27,000.
Yes.
So 3,000 different. On the Ram it might be 26,000. So there's a difference, and it's not, you know. So safety chains are irrelevant to the product itself and the strength of the product. That's what it is. It's not about strength. It's about lobbying and about laws and who's got the money and all that stuff. But no, it's got, you know, your gooseneck is a stronger setup, a stronger connection, and that's my story.
But we always use gooseneck trailers on our iGauntlet test when we tow with the heavy duties.
Yep, it is. That's
and
the way
we
it
use
works.
chains.
Yeah, but that's the proof, is what the truck manufacturers, how they rate them.
Okay. Keith says, I wonder if you would consider doing a winter tire shootout test for half tons and 3/4 tons. I have a Ram 2500 diesel, and I noticed that most reviews for winter tires are SUVs and cars. What about pickup trucks? Now, he lives in Quebec, Canada, where winter tires are required in the winter. So he's wondering about different brands of tires and on and about winter tires for pickup trucks.
It's a good idea. We are going to try to get a hold of some of these tire companies, get the track thing figured out, and see how we're going to do it with trucks. Because I'd like to have that kind of a test too. You know, I've been on tests with Blizzak from BF Goodrich and some of those other things, and there's a lot of difference in the bite, which is what we're learning about these new tires on the Raptor, and like what you put on your truck.
Yeah, and actually, our old Raptor also has a new tire, the BFG Goodrich TA KO2s.
Yeah.
Very similar to the tire on the new Raptor. And we are doing actually a lot of off-road tests at TFLtruck.com. So we take them on Goldmine Hill, and we do some of them in the winter time. So we do have some experience. So you can check out some of those videos already. Why is TFL Truck using 6.0 mpg as the benchmark on the up the hill for measurement and judging the trucks? And the answer is actually 2-part. So we wanted to make it difficult. You know, we wanted to set the bar really high, and the 6 mpgs, this is measured with a trip computer, truck's computer on the way up. 6 mpg was where the Ram EcoDiesel was at. Actually, the Ram EcoDiesel was a little bit above that, about 6.2, 6.3, but we used the 6.0 to make it, challenging for all the trucks.
Right.
To try to be efficient while towing maximum loads.
And that's how kind of a lot of that works when you're figuring out benchmarks. You figure out what's the best in each category, and that's kind of where you start at. Then everybody else is measured against that best number.
So, final question has to do with 3/4 ton heavy duties. A few questions to consider while getting a new heavy duty truck. Now, he narrowed it down to Ram 2500 Cummins or a GMC Sierra 2500. Both crew cabs with 4-wheel drive and luxury trims. So he's looking at sort of optioned out trucks for heavy duties. And on the GMC, Andrew's looking on the 2017 with a new Duramax LP5. His question is, I know the engine is all new. What improvements did the Allison transmission receive along with the extra power from the engine?
And these are both 2500s.
Yes.
So that's the biggest thing about that question is you're going to go back to the 68 RFE Ram transmission,
Right.
not the Ison.
Right.
And you have the Allison. So it's really hard to say anything bad against the Allison.
Right.
So in that comparison, I would probably go with that 2500 GM, even though the engine's new. And I talked to the engineer about their Duramax, and they said that they didn't need to do much, and I believe them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, maybe when we get that 30,000 pound trailer capacity instead of this 23,000 pound thing you're playing with now,
Maybe they'll do something.
Yes, we might learn more about that. But what it's rated for, I mean, you're not going to hurt that Allison. Man, Allison's in buses, it's in big trucks, it's in road graders, it's in everything. So, if that's what you're going to judge the two trucks for, I would go with the GMC, just on the transmission side of it.
Yeah, and I have an old Duramax 2002 with an Allison 5-speed.
Yeah.
The new trucks are 6 speeds.
Right, right.
And I like the transmission for what it does. The grade shifting is really incredible.
Yeah.
How smart the transmission is and actually helps you going down the hill. The next question he's considering is, you already discussed that, would you hold off for a year or not? I mean, it's really hard to say, like you said. You could win with it, or there may be issues.
Yeah, that is. It's a tough decision there.
On the Ram, he's asking about the 68 RFE, which is transmission in the 3/4 tons,
Right.
with the lower rating on the Cummins motor. Because
Yes,
that Cummins
exactly.
motor is not a high output engine in a 3/4 ton Ram.
Right, and it's because of that transmission.
And the final part of Andrew's question is, do I wait for 2018 when the new Ram Cummins rating for the power comes out?
How many questions does this guy have?
Well, he had 4 questions.
Holy cow! No, but I mean,
Well,
sometimes
so-
there's no way of knowing that. I mean, we don't know.
No.
2018.
What we do know is we saw prototypes testing.
Yes.
The new Ram heavy duties. We know nothing about what kind of power they're turning up, because they do want to fight against the Ford and the,
Sure,
and the GM.
sure,
but
sure.
sorry, maybe next year we'll be able to tell you more.
Yeah, and that's the thing with those trucks. Ram is very competitive. They jumped in the number 2 spot on heavy duties and light duties, ahead of GM sales.
Keep your questions coming. You can comment below on this video. You could also send them to ask@tfltruck.com, or what is your email?
Kent at mrtruck.net.
Okay. But you could keep your questions coming. We love that. We want to answer as many as possible. Thank you. Go back to tfltruck.com for more news, views, and real-world reviews, and
mrtruck.com.